In 1982 in North America, the video game market was flooded with an abundance of poor quality games for nearly a dozen different consoles, including the ColecoVision released in August of that same year, the Intellivision, the Atari 2600 and 5200, and the MAGNAVOX Odyssey 2. Many games featured poor rudimentary graphics and gameplay that barely resembled a game at all. While there were some good titles available at the time, many parents were simply unaware of them due to the sheer number of titles that were on the shelves at the time. Truly a case of quantity over quality. Many of the same companies making games and consoles at the time were also making computers, effectively shooting themselves in the foot. PCs were not as ubiquitous as they are today, and were highly desirable because of their versatility. They were business machines, they were word processors, calculators, homework helpers, and gaming machines all in one. Many predicted PCs would become the de facto gaming platform in homes. Atari had already established a computer line in the late 70s and continued updating models with new features each year. Coleco threw in with the Coleco Atom, and Commodore 64 released in 1982. This Atari 400 computer is one of my newer additions to my collection. Codenamed Candy and Colleen, both the Atari 400 and 800 were released in 1979 as part of Atari's 8-bit computer line. The names allegedly refer to two attractive secretaries that were working at Atari at the time. Both the 400 and the 800 feature a whopping 8 kilobytes of RAM, but the 400 was marketed as more of a games machine, whereas the 800 was marketed as a traditional computer. The 400 was definitely intended for use by children because it has a soft wipe-away membrane keyboard here, and the majority of the software is games. The 400 mostly uses cartridges, albeit a smaller variation than what was used in the Atari VCS or 2600, but it technically can accept a disk drive or tape peripheral if the RAM is expanded. It can also accept up to 4 joystick inputs, which I've rarely ever used in any of the games, and it's also worth noting that the innards are essentially identical to the Atari 5200 console released in 1982. Let's take a look at some games for the Atari 400. In the late 70s, Texas Instruments was mostly known for making clocks and handheld calculators, but in June of 1981, it entered the PC market with the budget-priced TI-99 4A. Much of the software available was educational, which fell in line with the company's goal of getting the computer into as many schools as possible, but a fair amount of games were also released for the computer, due largely to the presence of a graphics mode. Display was handled through an RF connector, although you could also purchase a monitor separately if you wanted. Personally, growing up in the South, I have many fond memories of this gray box. We had one in our classroom. We would play on Fridays, and I remember taking turns playing Hunt the Wumpus. But let's check out some other titles that you may remember. Hey, what's up guys? If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really appreciate the support and it helps us keep going, pumping out those videos every week. If you have a suggestion or some general feedback, or if there's something you want us to cover, leave us a comment on the videos. We read all of those and we love to hear your feedback. Also, if you'd like to see some more videos, click on these links here. And keep checking us out on YouTube. We try to keep a video coming out every week. So thanks again for all your support, and we look forward to hearing from you. All right, bye-bye.